Hello Pokemon fans, Draspee here. Today we're going to do Pokemon Generations Episode 1 through 6 review. Yes! So I've been waiting to do this for a while. I was so tempted to do it one by one, but then I realized I'm a huge talker, and it would be terrible if I had like a 6-minute review for every episode, and like I had more review time than the entire series put together. It'd be a tremendous waste of everyone's time. It would be like listening to the US presidential debates. A huge waste of time. So, okay, political joke. Yes, I get it. If you're don't. Okay, well, I lost that person. Anyway, episodes 1 through 6. Episode 1 was a cute trailer, in my opinion. Yeah, it offered the transition. That's what it's supposed to offer. I believe that what episode 1 established is that this series is definitely a moving forward of the canon. Like, I believe that everything in this series can be considered 100% canon. Like, there is nothing about the series that I think you can say, well, this series isn't really canon. It's kind of like Pokemon, the anime with Ash and Pikachu, and Origins even. It's not really canon. It's just kind of cool. And no, it's canon. I believe that. That's what I believe that number one. And like you might say, well, what about the Gengar and Nidorino fight? Oh, come on. We all know that was a transition games. That this shows the entire journey through the generations from one perspective. It shows the games in a very canon way. This series up to this point has shown it as super canon. Oh, but Draspee, shut up. Okay, so now that we've gotten rid of the naysayers and they've all left the video, and now we're probably down to 2 or 3 people still watching. Point is, this is a great episode. like, I like lose like anybody who's like, oh, this sucks. No, this is great. Episode 2. International police. That is the question and answer. It's like everyone's like, oh, there's no law enforcement, like why are the little kids? Okay, there is a law enforcement. This is a real world, and that's the idea of this. We get to see law enforcement. They're awesome. They got power. They know how to do their business. And why don't they catch Giovanni? Well, because he's gone, obviously. He's a villain. It's like people are like, oh, why hasn't Giovanni been caught? Why is Giovanni still free? Because he's been doing this forever. He knows his stuff. He's not about to just sit around and wait for the international police to catch him. He's going to be on the move. I mean, the only reason that you really get to engage with him as the player is because you kind of slip under the radar as part of the idea. That's that. You're a kid. That's why you're able to do all the things you do in the games. That's what you do. And then, so I believe that answers the question, why are the international police not able to do things? Because, well, they're very advanced, they have very good tactics. The thing is, the villains here are really smart, and the only reason that they get beaten is because they don't expect kids to come out of nowhere and be like, bam, you gone. So, episode 3. Gary's perspective. No, this little episode was interesting. I think that just confirmed some of the things we thought about Gary, and it offered us some pretty unique perspectives on like how the Elite Four works, and probably like part of the thing is like I don't think people remember is in Generation 1 they did list who had beaten the gyms, and like every time you went you would go there and say Blue. No one else had ever defeated the gym except for Blue. Then you beat it, and then it says, oh, congratulations! Red beat it too. Or whatever your name is. And whatever Blue's name is in the point. The point is, Blue and Red are the only people who've beaten the gyms in, like, forever. That's amazing, like, when you think about it. So when the Elite Four is, like, all excited, I think that shows us, like, that re-enunciates, like, what the idea is. It's not like they were just lazy and didn't put some random names down there. The idea is that actually, like, legitimately, they did not have, like, nobody has beaten these gyms. The idea is that the gym leaders are actually supposed to be a challenge. And, like, I think that's something that we lose sight of while playing the games, because, like, you just grind up a few levels, take them out, and it's like, oh, easy, okay, I'm going to go over here now and beat the next gym. No. The idea is, like, it's like, the gyms are supposed to be hard. That's the way they're designed. And, like, I think this Generations has shown us, yes, the gyms are supposed to be hard. You may beat them easily, but they're supposed to be hard. In the canon. And the reason that they're easy to beat is because, well, it's a game. You have to beat them. But the point is, they're supposed to be beatable. So then we get to go to episode 4. Great episode, just saying. We get to see the storming. Okay, nothing was really new introduced here except for the fact that Lance is even awesomer than we thought he was. Just like the way he did things. So, not much introduced here. I mean, maybe we're getting a kind of canon that Ethan was the one who did it, not Lyra. I don't know. I'm not about to make a statement like that, but it's a possible statement. I would not rule out the fact that Lyra could still be the canon savior, and I personally prefer the idea of Lyra being the canon savior of Johto, because that would kind of offset the fact that Red is the canon savior of Kanto, and it would be kind of like an evening out of sorts. But I will admit that Gold and Silver did come out with an only male protagonist to start off with. So you have to think about that. I'm not going to go too far in that, because episode 4 came out, episode 5 came out, and that was a great episode. Like, again, the international police, now the thread is continuing. So now we get to see the continuity of the thread, so that we know that this is a continuous story, and then we get to see more about Silver. Now, personally, I was a little, I didn't get what this episode was up to with Silver. I believe that from what I can tell, the English translation was pretty bad for this episode. So I believe that the ideal that was trying to be conferred is better conferred something like this. Silver is disgusted with his father's dependence upon strength as a group. Like, his father is not independently strong, but instead uses his strength, his projection of strength, to get affirmation from a group of people, I believe. So basically, Silver is disgusted with his father's need of affirmation. Whereas Silver believes that strength is something earned, and he wants to be the opposite of his father, meaning that he wants to do it alone, and he wants to earn it. He doesn't want to have to seek other people's affirmation, which I believe shows something about Giovanni's insecurities that maybe lead him to become the egotistical dictator of Kanto that he is. And that might be an insight into why Giovanni's just such a jerk and doesn't have some grand scheme. It's probably because he's insecure to some extent. And that also shows why Silver is so set on being independent, taking out Team Rocket, because he believes in independence. And that's pretty much the angsty teen wrapped up right there. Draspee, shut up. Anyway, and then we got Eugene. Eugene, that just, completely blew away the whole Eugene's oh, Eugene, I love you. No, it's this gives us, a reason why Eugene wants to do this. That's, the temptation to think when you see Eugene and the thing is, oh, gosh. It's Eugene's just oh, my gosh, Eugene, go away. But in this one, it's, spot on. We know that Eugene has serious motives. He's out for the welfare of everyone. And then he's not just this random creep going around looking for Susine. He's on an important mission, and that I think that is explained better in the dialogue that goes back and forth in the Heart Gold Soul Silver, but this is established further by Pokemon Generations. So, takeaway, yeah, I know I'm going way over in the 5 minutes that I promised, but deal with it. So, the one of you who is watching now, or nobody, I'd like to talk to you. What do you think? I think that this is an extension of the canon. This has given us great insight to questions that we've had, or it's just given, a fun perspective on something that we've already seen, or we've already assumed happened, and it's just a confirmation of what we've already known. And I think that's all great, regardless, but point in fact, it's been a great series. And I believe that I will continue to review this series, at least until it ends. And I think we can all agree that we wish that Pokemon anime was something more along the lines of this, or maybe this combined with a little bit of Origins and such. So, that's my final perspective on this. I would like to see your comments below and just kind of discuss what you think. And, if you stuck around this long, maybe you'd like to click the subscribe button below, and leave a like. Just kidding, no, you probably don't want to do that. Okay, goodbye. Draspee out.